All right. Waking up in the dream. That's certainly what's happening for the planet right now. And if you're interested in amplifying and accelerating your awakening process and contributing to this incredible shift that's happening on the planet, then you may find value in the tools and concepts that I'm about to share with you. First off, I want to thank everybody that's out there holding the frequency in whatever countries you are in around the globe. Many can see that this needed to happen as part of the Great Awakening. And yeah, there's some challenges, especially with a lot of our soul family that are in some of the countries where they're really putting kind of the final squeeze on as the controllers fall away and get exposed. So thank you to everybody that's able to be a calm, conscious observer instead of an automatic reactor. You know to unplug from the television and the media, and you know their game, and you can see it. And so thank you to everybody out there in our soul family that's really contributing and accelerating to the shift. I mean, everybody's perfectly playing their role, but you know what I mean. There's certain people that can just see what's going on, and we're here to support the others. And so one of the most important things to understand is that we are in a waking dream all the time, whether we realize it or not. And we control it, whether we realize it or not, with our thoughts and our words and the emotional frequency that we put behind our thoughts and our words. And then, of course, there's our belief system, which is pretty much a prison for most people. No matter how awake or how smart you are, whatever you believe, you know, when my main mentor, Don Miguel Ruiz, got us to look at our belief system in 2001, it blew everything wide open for me, because I was like, none of my beliefs are even mine. None of them. They all came from outside myself. And then I started to see how people take on a belief system, whether it's from religion, the school system, the medical system, the media, science. And when they decide that they believe something, if anything else comes in that challenges that, the untrained and unaware ego will feel threatened. So what does it do? It reacts. It's in automatic reactor mode instead of conscious observer. So to be able to see this program is one of the biggest openings to move beyond the lower vibrational repeating 3D timelines. Because if you're still in judgment, or you're still getting triggered, or you still haven't cleared or healed any past trauma or lack of forgiveness for anyone else or yourself, then you're not going to move out. You're going to keep having to experience and relearn the same lesson over and over and over. So the fast acceleration tools are, number one, process, waking up in the dream. 30 days, it'll completely change the way you manifest your reality. And the first step is complete clearing and healing of the inner body, which, from my experience, 9 times out of 10 comes down to forgiveness. It simply comes down to being able or willing or being open to understand that whether you like it or not, no matter how terrible or awful the journey has been to you. And I journey with people every month that have been through some really, really horrible, traumatic stuff. But the key to remember, even if you can't understand why, is that this was part of your soul contract for some reason or another. Now, your ego, it probably isn't going to want to believe that. I understand. I was there for 30 plus years. However, if you are open to that concept, I call it a fact, but my truth may not be your truth. And as my teacher, Don Miguel Ruiz, said, don't believe me, don't believe yourself, but question what resonates with you. But be very careful that the ego is not trying to protect you and cover up the trauma or the wound because it doesn't want you to go there because it feels like it's going to hurt again. And this is the number one key. If we do not clear and heal our wounds from childhood or adolescence or any time in life, we're going to be holding that frequency within. So the good news is, even though many people don't want to look within, it is the most freeing, healing, expanding thing we will ever do on our journey. And it's a must. If we don't do it, we're going to have to either come back or relive these same lessons over and over. So super, super key. That's part one. And again, it is not difficult to heal. This is one of the things, this is one of the last things that most people that I journey with want to dive into, because we're not taught. We're taught that it's the dark night of the soul. It's going to be very painful. It's not. It's actually the opening into everything you ever desired by having the willingness to feel and shine the light of observation and love onto whatever happened to you that was agreed upon before you came down here on your soul's journey. And this is why the people that have been through the most amount of trauma and deep stuff usually end up having the biggest gifts to share with other people, because they understand. They understand compassion. They understand kindness. They understand gratitude. And these are all things that you can go, yeah. The mind can say, I know all that stuff. However, if you haven't gone in and gone through the process of forgiving every single person, and it's real easy. Just ask yourself, is there anybody that I'm still pissed off about through my whole lifetime? Well, my dad used to abuse me. My mom was an alcoholic. She was asleep. Okay, love them. Love them. You chose them as your soul family, and they gave you the gift of life to bring you in to this dream. Love them. Whatever they did to you or whatever was already agreed upon, even if you find that difficult to accept right now. Just be open to it. You don't have to agree with me. But I'm telling you, this is the way out. And also, it's not the dark night of the soul. All you do is you feel your feelings and you release them. Yeah, it could involve crying. It could involve screaming at the top of your lungs, or it could involve kneeling down in front of your mattress, stacking a couple pillows, and pounding all that anger and frustration, hatred, whatever these lower vibrational emotions are that are trapped within, they must move. If they don't move, we are magnetic beings, whether we're aware of it or not. And we're going to keep attracting the same people in relationships, or the same amount of lack of abundance, or I know that one really well. All my life, that's what I was mirrored. Lack, lack, lack. And so this is super, super key, but it's also super easy. It's really easy. I do this every month with people. And yeah, on one call, everything gets moved and they get the aha moment. And then from there, you're still going to probably have the memory of something that happened, but every time it comes up, you just go, I forgive you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And you don't have to thank somebody if they did some horrific act to you, but you must clear the energy and clear any hatred or anger or lack of forgiveness for anybody else, because otherwise we're the ones that are carrying it. And since we're a magnetic being, if we're carrying that, we're going to attract those timelines, people, events, blah, blah, blah. So really, really simple. If you need any assistance doing this, feel free to reach out. This is what I love to do. I've studied it for a long, long time. And it moves very, very, very quickly when you're ready to do it. And then you're just like, oh my God, I've been holding on to that for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 decades. And I finally let it go. And everything shifts in your reality. The next thing to completely eliminate what I call the prison of being stuck in 3D is to realize that your belief system isn't yours and stop defending your beliefs. You can defend that love is the answer. You can defend a child, things like that. I'm talking about automatic reactions like judgments. Judgments are the biggest addiction on the planet. I wrote a whole chapter in my book around it and how to dismantle it, more importantly, because I used to be a judgeaholic. I was taught to be a judgeaholic. I was tossed into private Catholic school when I was in 2nd grade. I was also an altar boy. Some of you know this story. And it was judgment day every single day, every single day. Judgment, fear, with a little bit of love thrown in way back here if you're lucky, when you die and you go up to the pearly gates. And if you're lucky, on which day? Judgment day. It's all a program to keep you out of your power. And so one of the keys is to begin to monitor every thought, every word, and your emotions, and begin to catch them. And this process takes you through it, man. People begin to track all their triggers every day. They write them down on a PDF sheet every night, and they begin to see the program. You begin to see what the ego's been doing. And it's incredible, because we cannot dismantle a program that we can't see. The ego will defend it over and over and over and over. It just will. That's the way it was set up. The ego, God bless it, it was set up to protect you. And it wants to keep you safe. And it also kind of needs in the beginning to have this false sense of control, because if it lets go of control, it doesn't know who it would be. But that's where all of our freedom is. Letting go. Your intuition will guide you. You're freaking smart. You've done this thousands, if not millions of times. I don't know. I can't prove any of that. One of my most empowering statements is, I know nothing. I don't need to know anything. I know that love is the answer. I believe that I'm a sovereign divine being. Other than that, everything is wide open. I don't need to defend anything. I used to be a judgeaholic. Now when I see anybody, if I judge, which is rare, I catch it immediately because I can feel that sticky frequency. I can feel it lower my vibration. It closes down my heart. And then I stop and I take a breath and I go, okay, somebody just mirrored me back one of my own little frequencies that I'm still holding that I haven't cleared all the way yet. So I say, okay, what is this trying to show me or teach me about me? It's never about the other person out there. They're a mirror. It's a hologram. When we understand this, then we stop projecting that everything out there is wrong. Yeah, some things out there are wrong. We've had a really wounded collective with hijacked DNA for thousands, if not millions of years. But the great news is that right now, we came here and all of this is shifting right now so quickly, you may not see it. It's not currently on. Well, some of the news is starting to share some truth, and they'll be taken down soon. So this is the time to get excited. Excitement is the highest magnetic frequency. You wake up every morning and find something to be grateful about while you're still laying on your pillow, love on every cell of your body. Most people don't do this. Do you consciously create your reality every single morning before the 50 to 80,000 thoughts start running? I got to get up. I got to put on a pot of coffee. I got to take a leak. I got to get the kids ready for school. I got to check my... Blah, blah. You're just pulling through yesterday into today with you. Super key. Stop. As soon as you realize that you just came out of the sleeping dream, because we're dreaming all the time, right? We're dreaming right now. And start to breathe into your body, into every cell that's been loving you every single second, unconditionally, since you came out of the womb. If that doesn't blow your mind, it's worth really taking a look at. Because when you really see the gifts of what you're being showered with in every moment, and you start tracking what your automatic reactions are. Most people, when they tell you their story, they tell you about what's wrong, what they don't like, what they saw in the news, if they're still watching that. Most people don't go, oh my God, I saw like 27 butterflies today. I went outside and I saw all these orchids and this beautiful cat with these golden eyes. And my dog came up and just loved on me unconditionally. And all the birds were chirping and all the leaves and all the plants and all this stuff that Mother Earth is just showering us with unlimited abundance. And when you begin to tune into that every single morning, and acknowledge it, your frequency of your magnet goes up. It's not, this is a fact. This is a law of frequency and vibration. We're magnetic beings. So again, do you consciously create your reality first thing in the morning, as soon as you wake up out of the sleeping dream? Because if you don't, I can tell you that when you begin to do it, and you do it consistently, every day, like as if you just got a new job and they said, we're going to pay you $10 million a year. And the only thing you have to do is every morning when you wake up, you're going to consciously envision your ideal reality. You're going to smile. You're going to love on every cell of your body to raise your magnetic frequency. And you're going to see anything you desire is already here now, never in the future, never. And then you begin to eliminate spell words. Start to eliminate spell words from your vocabulary. What is a spell word? A spell word is a word that comes from spelling that tells your subconscious that something is not here yet. So the main spell words that, if you pay attention, you'll start to see so many people using these. I want, I need, I'm trying, I wish, I hope, I should, I will. All weak ass spell words. Why? Because the subconscious can only take a direct, exact order. It's either here now or it's not. So when you say, I want, I'm trying, I wish, I hope, I need, subconscious goes, it's not here yet. It's not here yet. It's not here yet. It's that simple. It's either here now and your frequency is aligned with it with a yes, or it's not. They didn't even teach this in the movie The Secret. And I gave away like 11 of those DVDs when it came out. Super, super key. You begin to do that every single morning. And then the people that do the mentorship with me, or they do the online digital course or go through the book, they set alarms on their phone to go off every hour. Put it on vibrate. You don't need to catch them all. You set 15 alarms on your phone to go off every day. If you only caught 5 of them, that's 150 more times a month, plus 30 times a month that you're doing it every morning, that you're tuning in, you're stopping, you're magnetizing your incredible, loving body, and you're envisioning anything you desire here. Abundance, it just flows. Amazing people in my life, they just flow. Incredible relationships, health, synchronicities, magic and miracles. But it's not even really magic and miracles. It's the law of frequency and vibration that your magnet is pulling in or repelling. This is super, super key. Super key. So let me look at my notes here. Yeah. And then, probably one of the most important questions ever, where is your level of self-love currently at? This is a really good question, because the majority of people that I know and that I journey with don't really tune into this. It's kind of like, oh, I love myself. I'm a pretty good person. I'm pretty kind to other people. No, I'm talking about the underneath subconscious running frequency that can really be hidden sometimes. Do you really love yourself? Can you look in the mirror and go, I love you. Because I used to look in the mirror and go, I don't really like you. Or I don't like your glasses. Your hair's getting gray. Or the ego usually finds what it doesn't like until you practice it enough to get it to switch sides, switch shoulders, and become your greatest ally and your greatest friend. It's so, so key. So since these lives are Q&As, I want to see if anybody has any questions. Okay, I love this one. Thank you for your vulnerability, Lacey. Okay, this is really great because our vulnerability and our authenticity is our greatest strength. So let's all right now send Lacey a bunch of love, waves of love and gratitude for, number one, being able to come on a call and just share how she's feeling with no shame, no guilt. There's no judgment in here. In fact, anybody that shows up with a vulnerable or authentic comment is a hero. Hero. Very bad connection. My connection's great, Deborah, if you're still with us. Hey, Leanne, I'll post a link in there for the book. Actually, here's a half-price link right there. You can go to Portal to Awakening, the digital course, contacting me for one-on-one stuff, and the book is there, portaltoawakening.com. So I'm going to take this down for a second to show her comment. Okay, so I've been feeling down and crying a lot lately. Okay, so even though this can be uncomfortable, this is actually healing, because feeling is healing. Any emotions that we're holding, and I'm usually holding mine down here, you know, like the solar plexus, but they could be in the heart. They could be anywhere. They could show up as pain, you know, stress in your neck, your whatever it is. The ability and willingness to embrace your body and go, okay, I'm willing to feel it all. And if you're afraid because something really traumatic happened to you, then find somebody you trust and have them hold your hand or sit with you or mirror you or something. Come on, we can connect with people all over the world right now. In fact, the majority of incredible, beautiful souls like all of you that I'm connected with, I've never met in person. I'm living in Thailand. I don't have anybody's like house down the street, a friend that I go to. And the majority of people here, I don't speak hardly any Thai. It's kind of it's a little difficult to learn. I'm getting there, but so back to Lacey. I've been feeling down and crying a lot lately. Okay, crying is healing. It's the most healing thing ever. Most people, when I get on a call with them and they start to get a tear in their eye, what's the first thing they do? They reach up, they wipe it away, and they apologize. They say, I'm sorry. I'm like, what? Why are you sorry? For healing your body and allowing whatever's coming up for you that's been stuffed down for decades. Why would you apologize for that? This is what we do. We're taught that crying is to be ashamed of. I'll give you something to cry about. If stop your crying. You know, all the programs we learned. It's inverted. So I'm just sending you lots of love, Lacey, and everybody on this call is, because we are all collectively raising the frequency of the planet right now. And anybody that's paying attention can see, yeah, the light's getting shined on them. So it's getting a little bit intense. And you can see some people still don't want to wake up. And that's okay. Bless them, bless them, bless them. They're perfectly playing their role on their soul's journey. We don't know. But all I can tell you is if you judge them and the ego goes, they're sheep or they're asleep. I used to call people sheep. You know, it was sheeple. It was the term back, 10 years ago or whatever. But be very careful that your ego's not thinking that you're more awake than somebody else because you just came back down. Your frequency just got lowered through judgment. Yeah. So, hey, Hans, great to see you. Hey, David. Lorraine, hi. Okay, so if anybody has any questions, you're welcome to pop them in to the comment section. And I'm going to pop that link back up for person that was asked. So it's just portaltoawakening.com. And if anybody's interested in going on the journey with me, 30 days of you and I, of me mirroring and watching the PowerPoint trainings, dismantling the programming, and beginning to create your reality, like it's the most life-changing thing that I know of. And I've taken most of the top seminars out there in LA, Las Vegas, Sedona, San Diego. This is 30 years of me studying this stuff. And I only journey with 4 people a month, because when somebody commits and puts their trust in me, we're going back and forth every day, 30 days. I mean, but it doesn't require a lot of WORK. We do 1 call a week, but then we go back and forth in Messenger at least every couple days during the first 2 weeks when you're doing the inner clearing and healing, because sometimes you can't see the program. So we got on a call, I mirror you through it, and you're like, oh. I'm like, yeah, isn't that great? And you're like, oh my God, that was so easy. It was so easy. So don't shy away from any of this inner healing or clearing stuff. It will not go away unless you face it, but it's so easy to do it. It's a step-by-step little process. You track your triggers and emotions, and you fill out a sheet at the end of the night. It's easy. You begin to see the program. This will eventually be taught to children in school. I'm converting the book for children, because when we're taught what an emotional trigger is and what our belief system is and how it's actually a very tiny prison, it opens up the whole frickin' reality to us, because we don't know anything. The most people know they're talking about Palladians, spaceships, other planets, portals, dimensions. There's so much beyond that. We don't even know the tip of a pinhead. And it's fascinating, because this is all beginning to open up right now. It's all beginning to be revealed. Free energy coming back. There will not be anybody having to work for money. It's going away, and it's going to happen faster than you think. And if you're one of those people that unfortunately goes, I'll believe it when I see it, then you may never see it. Because your belief system is going to create a corresponding timeline in your reality. So if you don't believe it and you don't see it as here now, then sometimes you fake it till you make it. Like if you wake up in the morning, as I have everybody do, and create their reality. Today's going to be an incredible day. I'm loving on every one of my cells that have been loving me, purifying my blood, beating my heart, doing all this incredible stuff without me even having to think about it my whole life. That's incredible. That's miraculous. The mind can't even barely process how incredible your body is. Loving on it. So you wake up, you're loving on your body, your frequency's going up, 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 you're smiling. And then you're going, anything I desire, it's here now. The incredible thing is, once you begin to really see how it works, you don't really even want that much stuff anymore. Because you're just like, external things don't really bring you that much joy. It's being out in nature. It's smelling a flower. It's the taste of incredible, healthy food. It's breathing. It's listening to music, tuning into that. It's art. It's nature, putting your feet on the ground, taking a shower, feeling all that cleansing water washing over you. You know, a new car, that's great. A new home, that's cool, but it wears off after a while. You know, joy comes from being present in the moment. And it's okay to have all that other stuff too. But you just don't really need it after a while. So, yes, so Billy has a question here. I'm not going to go into that. That's something you can that's something you can look up on Gaggle. That's really not my area of expertise. I don't necessarily believe in that, just to let you know. So yeah, all right. So let's go back over these notes real quick. Remember, you are in a waking dream right now, whether you realize it or not. Everything is not happening to you. Yes, some of the external things, the government, all that, don't worry about that. They're being removed. You can trust in that. You can trust in that. It's why they're pushing so hard right now with the ludicrous, you need a second, third, fourth jibby-jabby. I mean, you'd have to be in complete denial not to be able to see this, but that's up to you. It's your journey. It's your journey. And I don't judge that. So, hey, Janie, great to see you. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask them, that pertain to healing, clearing, creating your reality, manifestation. Yeah. And remember, it's real simple if you kind of remember that. Hey, Lorraine, thanks for your comment. I appreciate you. I'm just talking to myself. Every time, anybody that's watched my videos or my YouTube channel knows I'm just talking to Jeff every time so I don't forget, totally. Yeah, so, yep. Okay. Yes. So Janie's first question, and thank you for the questions because it's great, because there's a lot of people watching this, and there will be a lot of people watching the replay, and there's a lot of people that hang back, and some of this stuff is new to them, and they don't really want to ask a question because they feel silly or they're judging themselves or whatever. So this really opens up a lot for everybody. So for those that ask questions, thank you. My hat goes off to you because this opens up everything. Okay, so how do I create now from nothing? What's the first step? All right. So first step is what I explained. And most powerful time to do this is when you awaken first thing in the morning. I do not get out of bed to even go to the bathroom. I will not do it unless it was an emergency or something, and it never is. I immediately drop in. As soon as I realize that I just woke up out of the sleeping dream, I immediately go into magnetizing my body, loving every cell, and amplifying and magnetizing in anything and everything that I desire. And I don't really desire that much. I have abundance now. I didn't used to my whole life. Now I do, because I see it and I give it away. I don't hold on. I don't need to hold on to stuff. I used to, but that was a fear of not having enough. So what that did was that squashed off my whole flow of abundance. Very interesting. And the way that I shifted that, just on a note, because this is a big one for everybody. I used to be a bartender way back in the day in San Diego. And so the way that we made most of our money was through tips. So I realized that my opportunity to give money comes up frequently when I'm paying for a meal. So the normal process is you get the bill and you go, was the server any good? Was the food any good? Blah, 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 blah. Who cares? I don't do that anymore. I just look at it and I go, okay, what's a good tip? And then I double it or more. And if anything tries to pop in like, well, the food wasn't, I don't care. That's not what I'm focusing on. What I'm focusing on is abundance right now, because that's way more important. The waitress might have had a bad day. She might be working 3 jobs. She might have 4 kids. The cook might have not showed up, whatever. That's all a distraction. When we're talking about manifesting abundance, we're talking about being able to give away, knowing that everything you give, you're giving to yourself. Everybody's your mirror. Just like my teacher, Don Miguel Ruiz, told me, he goes, Jeff, everyone is you. And my mind went, what? What? I mean, I kind of understood, yeah, everybody. But no, he's like, everyone is you. And then, of course, I had questions like, what do you mean? Even the bad people, the pedophiles? Not necessarily. That doesn't mean tolerate any abuse. But when you realize that there's only this one consciousness and it's all a big frickin' hologram, when you give, you're just giving to yourself and you're showing the universe, which is the you, capital Y, capital O, capital U universe, that you trust and you know. And one of the greatest models for knowing that abundance is everywhere is looking at Mother Earth. Anywhere there's not concrete, she just keeps showering us with plants, vegetables, bees, butterflies, dragonflies, the most incredible animals, food, drink, water. There's no shortage. The shortage was created by the dark ones through false propaganda. And all this is being revealed right now. So super, super key. So getting back to Janie's question. So you're lying in your bed first thing in the morning. You're loving on your body, which is super key. Some people feel uncomfortable doing this, especially men. Okay, men, listen up. If you cannot love on your body, or you feel like, oh, that's not manly, then you're running a program. And I can tell you there's a reason why men have more heart attacks than women. Because they're not taught how to feel. Women, the feminine divine, are much more able to feel and in tune with their senses, which is why we love them so much, because they're so pure and amazing. Most of them are, if they've, cleared whatever they need to clear. So you're lying in bed, you're loving on your body, you're smiling. Smiling is really key. Just try that right now if you want. You don't have to if you don't want to, if your ego doesn't want to. But take in a deep breath, or just a slow one, and breathe. Do your best to learn how to breathe through your abdomen, down here. Because I've always been a shallow breather. No, breathe in and imagine like you can feel oxygen going all the way from your head all the way down to your toes. And when you breathe in and smile, feel how your body just relaxes and it goes, ah. This may not be a manly conversation for some of you men out there, but I'll tell you what, this is one of the most healing things and is one of the things that will amplify your frequency, which will attract to you more like frequencies than anything else you'll ever do. So, Janie's laying in her bed in the morning. She's smiling. She's loving on her body. And then anything you desire, you envision it as here now. Okay. So let's look at this statement. I will try. Okay, let's eliminate the word try. Remember, try is one of the spell words. It tells the subconscious we're not doing it. When I figured out these spell words, I shifted into I am, I have. I have a mantra in the book. It goes, I am, I can, I have, I knew it. It's like I am the divine creator. I'm creating all this. I can is kind of like, I know I can. And then I have means I freaking have. It is done. I knew it. Okay? So be very aware. Do your best to become aware. Okay, this is great. I love this. You're a rock star, Janie. Okay, so now it goes to I am going to do it. Okay, so almost got it. So how about it is done? It is done means it's here now. This is really, really key. I'm not just being anal like a anal teacher in school. This is really, really key because, again, the subconscious can only take a direct order. It's either here or it's not. So I am, you got the I am words right. I always use capital I, capital A, capital M. I am. Sovereign divine being. Going to do it, going means it's still in the future. Yes, there you go. You're a rock star. I love you. Okay? So this is really key. And thank you, Janie, for allowing us to share this with anybody else that is receiving this on a little deeper level. This is key. If you wonder why things aren't showing up in your reality, there's only two reasons. Either you don't see it here now and you're not vibrating with a yes. Yeah, I knew it. Fuck yeah. Or maybe it's not for your highest good, and what you think you want really isn't best for you. But when you really begin to pay attention, you'll realize that if you don't get something that you desire, something way better is coming. Something way better is coming. I love it. Yeah, you did it. And remember this, I would come back and watch this again or go to my YouTube channel. It's real easy, just like my website, youtube.com/portal to awakening. All one word. All my videos are on there. I share all the tools from the course, the book. I don't hold anything back. It's just if you want to do a mentorship, we're going to frickin' dismantle stuff so quick and we're going to have fun doing it. Even if there's some tears on one of the calls. Greatest, fastest, most accelerated frickin' waking up process I've ever experienced in my life. And it took me a long time to say that because that sounds like ego. Oh, you're an egotist. No, I'm in my heart. And I love assisting people because I was in hell, my own self-created hell for 30, 40 years. And I had to learn how to undo the programming and love myself. And it wasn't easy because I didn't really have anybody show me the 3 steps in the process here. This is so freaking easy. You'll wonder why it's not taught in school to every single child. And we're getting there. People are starting to wake up and go, no, I'm not going to squash my child in school, have him wear a mask all day, sit in the corner and put a bunch of, no. So amazing, amazing, amazing. So anyway, any questions? Okay. So yeah. So really it comes down to, are you consciously creating your reality every day and then throughout the day? And are you catching triggers and automatic reactions? This is what the process is so good about. Because here's the deal. You might notice that you just judged, and you can catch that because you're like, oh, I remember judgments attract more of what I'm judging because I'm a magnet. But if you don't get to the root of why you judged, the ego will come back and probably judge again. So it's a 2-step process. You catch the reaction, the trigger, and then you ask, okay, what is this trying to show me about me? It's not about what the other person said or did or whatever. That's the mirror. That's your soul holding up a thing to show you, hey, can you still go into judgment? Well, here's another opportunity. And then when you finally clear it, it doesn't need to show up anymore. It's really amazing how it works when we clear this stuff. It's freaking amazing. It's so cool. But first, it'll piss you off. It'll have you crying. It had me suicidal with a gun to my head sitting in my garage. I was ready to leave. I was a sweet kid, but I had so much pain, and I didn't know how to clear it. And they definitely did not teach me in Catholic school. Religion. Give all your power away to something outside yourself and pray that they'll throw you a bone and give money. It's bullshit. If it works for you, right on. Okay? So, any other questions? Any other questions? Yeah. So yeah, this is what I do every month with 4 people. It's 30 days of one-on-one with PowerPoint trainings. It will show, you'll get to see the program. Because the thing is, here's the thing about the ego. It doesn't want to give up. It doesn't feel safe admitting that it's running programs. It'll find a way to blame it on everybody else. When you can get real vulnerable, like Janie did, and just go, I don't know how to do that. How do I do that? And then you reach out to somebody. And then you go, oh, wow, thank you. That's why there's all these incredible mirrors on the planet. And that's why your frequency will attract, and your beliefs will attract like-minded people into your reality. I'm having conversations with the most incredible people on the planet that we just magically connect with each other. And you do too. And if you're not, then here's an invitation to go, okay, why am I still attracting the same type of men or whatever it is? Because you must be holding a belief, a subconscious belief, wound or whatever. So it's easy to clear. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. I'm telling you, because I've done it and I do it with people every day of the week. It's easy. Just have to be willing to look at your stuff and then you're free. That's it. It's no big, long, drawn-out thing. The big, long, drawn-out thing is holding on to it and not being willing to go there. And then you go faking it, decade after decade after decade. It's so easy to heal. And if that triggers anybody, it's not my intention, but it is my intention to plant the seed that it is so easy to heal and clear this stuff. No matter what you've been through. I journey with people that have been raped, molested, people have been murdered in their family, topics nobody wants to talk about. These are powerful souls that chose to come down here and clear this shit for the collective, okay? I don't know the reason, but I know it was part of the soul contract. And these people, once they clear it, go on to hold amazing space and compassion for other people. They're my heroes. They're my greatest teachers. So if anybody's interested in that, reach out, follow the link. There's just a little questionnaire you fill out, and then I'm happy to get on a call with you. And it's not a closing call. If you don't 100% want to do it and you're not like, I'm in, I don't want to do it with you because I don't want to pull somebody uphill for 30 days. I journey with people that are like, fuck, I'm ready. But I got some fear. And I'm like, of course you do. It's only natural because the ego doesn't know what's going to happen and it feels like it's going to lose all its power, but it doesn't. It actually gains more power. And then you begin to have fun every single day. Maybe not every day is super fun, but when you begin to track your frequency and consciously create your reality, you will attract the right people, the right vocation, the right thing that you do to attract abundance. You'll just attract it because you won't be willing to do anything that goes against what you love doing. It's so great when you figure it out. But the school system programmed everybody to give away 12 to 16 years of their life so they could go get a job to survive in a system where you give up 65 more years of your life so you can become, what's the spell word? Retired. Isn't that interesting? To recycle, tired. You know what that means? Do you think the word retired is a mistake? No, I don't think so. It's a program. Okay? So this stuff's great. So I intend that you've taken something valuable away from this. Thank you to everybody that shows up. Thank you to everybody that shares this. If there's anybody who's feeling down right now or could use some upliftment or something, feel free to share this link with them or send them to my page or to my YouTube channel. You know, there's hours of downloads there, and this stuff works. This stuff works, and all that stuff's free, you know? So be fueled by love. Stay in your heart. It's the most exciting time in recorded history right now, and you're here for a reason. Even if you're not sure what that is, trust, because just by you being here, you are holding a magnificent frequency for the collective. Trust in that. You don't have to be doing big things and big messages and all this stuff. Just by you being here right now, you are holding an incredible frequency, and I honor you highly and fully for that. Thanks, Jose. Or Jelf. I remembered your name. Great to see you, brother. Okay, so big love to everybody. There's the links. Books half price. Digital course is under $100. 4 hours of PowerPoint trainings. You'll never see how you create your reality the same way. You'll just be like, oh my God, I can see how we do it now. And I see how so many people are just reacting. They're automatic reactors. Everything on the news, everything in the media, Republican versus Democrat, white, everything that creates separation is a trap to keep us looping in 3D. When you see everybody as your mirror and you can bless them no matter what, even if they're really wounded or they sold their soul like a pedophile or these people in government. Blast them with light. Blast them with light. You're not agreeing with what they do, but your strongest piece of power is to blast them with light and forgiveness and whatever they're doing to wake up the rest of humanity. You don't know the deeper stuff behind it. Blast everybody with love. Because if you're holding any judgment, you're holding that frequency and you're going to attract those same timelines. I intend that this has provided some good fuel for the soul. We are in the most amazing time right now. And the media is going to get taken down soon. So don't say, I'll believe it when I see it. Envision it. The 5D New Earth timelines are already here. Match the frequency and start to focus on that which you love. How many things can you find to be grateful for every single day? I'm not talking about winning $1 million. I'm talking about that butterfly. I'm talking about that yellow, bright flower with the blue, magical, sacred geometry inside that's there just for you, nobody else. Mother Earth isn't showing off because she has an ego. She's giving it all to you. Acknowledge that stuff. Get excited. I ride around on my scooter here in Thailand. I'm talking to every single cow, every single water buffalo, every single street dog, and there's hundreds of street dogs here. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm smiling at everybody, not because I'm so great, because it makes me feel great when I smile and I say, I love you, Mother Earth. I'm like a little kid, and I invite everyone that watches this call to get back to being playful. Because right now, not that many people, well, let me be careful how I say this. Right now, I'm seeing less people be playful and excited than I have seen in the past because of the pressure from the external mirror. Take back your power. Take back your power. Big love to everybody. Much love. Stay awake in the dream. Keep rocking it. Stay excited. Keep your magnetic frequency in love and excitement. Thank you, Lorraine. I love you too. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Have an incredible day or evening wherever you're at. And I'll be back on Monday, if not sooner. All right. Big love. Stay excited.